So I wanted to address something in the comments section. Somebody said, it seems like you sell everyone a catalytic converter and brakes. How do you think these people show up here? There has to be a need, right, for them to consume my products and services. So we do a lot of wholesale work, which I do more, it's a fact, I do probably 90% wholesale catalytic converter work versus the 10% retail work. I don't know why it is, but thousands of videos, best prices around, best quality work. I'll show you the work that's going on in this area. It's crap. No different than the AC. I do more AC work wholesale than I do retail. Hence, we're in AC season. I haven't done one retail AC job yet. One. Was it one? No, it wasn't even one. I've done probably 5 because I document just about every job we do here. So probably 5 AC, if not more, already wholesale. 0 retail. I do more cat work wholesale than I do retail, and I don't know what it is. But those services and product lines are driven by a need. I don't go and cold call somebody and say, hey, I think you should come in today so I could sell you a catalytic converter or brakes. It's not how it works. Customers come in and say my brakes make noise. It's up to me to figure out what's going on and then advise them, right? I'm just a reporter. I report why they're here, their original request. This is why you're here. And then on the other hand, if the check engine light's on and they don't want to know why it's on, it's a whole different story. I don't just push a diagnostic on them and move forward. If you don't care about your car, well, I don't. I'll take care of why you're here. So we don't sell everyone a catalytic converter and brakes. They're all driven by a need, meaning they have a problem and they need it addressed. That's how that works. Now, if they're here for a catalytic converter and they're not aware of why the catalytic converter failed and the engine light's on, then you're going to need a diagnostic. If you just say you need a catalytic converter and you don't want a diagnosis, that's a shame on you, because the diagnosis will include us advising you on why the catalytic converter failed and things you can do to prevent that. And if you had brakes done someplace else and they did it wrong, well, I'm going to take it apart and tell you what they did wrong. That's how that works. So we're not really salesmen here. We're acknowledging the customer's original request on why they made a visit to the store, and then we're adding to that request. We're not really selling. Selling you is, hey, I want to buy this brand new car with a warranty, but you should buy the wheel locks, you should buy the wheel protection program, you should buy the flashing brake light. That's someone selling you things, right? And how many people just say, oh yeah, go ahead, pack on another $5,000 worth of shit that I don't need. That doesn't happen here, at least at Meineke Cinemancia. When people leave here, I want them to feel the difference in your car. You came in loud and your car leaves quiet. You came in with, a noise from your wheel bearings or axles, and you leave here without that noise, right? You come in here with bad shocks and struts, knocking, banging, or whatever the case may be, and you leave here quiet. So we don't sell everyone brake pads and rotors. I would rather do brake pads and rotors and catalytic converters all day long, but if you want to start cold calling and pushing for me, I would gladly do that all day long. That's it. I just figured I would just answer the question if someone says that seems like all you do. And that's not all we're not sales. I'm not a salesman. I'm a reporter. I diagnose. I advise. Rachel is a service advisor. And that's it. We're reporters. We report conditions and advise, the thing. No different than you go to your doctor, right? You already know you're sick, and he goes, yep, you're sick, and then he bills you $90, or your insurance company $90 and collects your copay. You already know you're sick. You went to the doctors and said you're sick, and he says, well, it's viral, there's nothing I can do for you. But he still gets paid. And no different than Meineke. Yep, your brakes, they're grinding. If you charge a diagnostic fee for the ABS light or traction control light, well, I already know it's on. Well, now we got to figure out why. So I think that's it. It's a quiet day here Friday. I'm going to clean 2bay with my carpet cleaner because I'm bored out of my mind. And if it doesn't get any busier, by lunchtime, I'm checking out here. We went from slam busy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to dead Thursday and dead Friday, and I don't know why. Thanks for watching.